Yo, 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 yo,
Hey,
yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the Freedom Finest Consistent Daily Action Morning Show. You guys already know we go live Monday through Friday at 8 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Check the clock right now, y'all. Y'all see what time it is.
I
You
Y'all
just
right on
see,
about to.
time.
y'all
You right
see
on
what
time.
time it
Even
is.
though my
On
name ain't
time.
Michael Caliver,
Oh shoot,
we right on time.
y'all on the wrong ones. Oops.
Even,
Oops, my bad.
oops.
Hey.
I was like, what are you talking about? I see what you're talking
My
about.
name's not
Oops.
Mike. But
Y'all switch. We ain't doing all that right now. But hey, y'all know it's
Yeah.
Saturday. You guys know we bring on a special guest every single Saturday, right? So we have another special guest coming y'all way this Saturday. So without further ado, is that what you say? Without further ado, I want to welcome my guy Chandler Thomas to the show. What's up with you, Chandler?
What's
hey,
up?
Hi,
What's up,
What's
guys?
what's going
Thank you
good,
for
on?
having
man?
me. Thank you for
Hey,
having
good
me, man.
morning.
Appreciate you. Good
how you
morning.
doing this morning, brother?
But I'm blessed and highly favored, man. How about you guys?
Doing well.
Man, awesome,
Yep.
man.
Doing well. Everybody's name good now? Yep. Okay. My bad. I didn't check that one. I did not check that one. But
It's all good.
my Chandler Thomas, he's a guy that me and E-Rob actually grew up playing basketball with from how old? Third grade,
And
fourth grade.
yeah. Oh
Like
wow.
third, fourth grade, yeah.
So just
Yes,
like we talk
sir.
about with everybody else, like we literally all knew each other since about third, fourth grade. So that's kind of crazy. I didn't even think about that before we went live. But another Far East, well, I guess not Far East side, but another indie guy. I don't know about the Far East side.
Right.
You out there on that side, but
Yeah, we had a
it's all
I
good.
was on the west side, So
It's okay. You know, you
yeah.
got some Far East side boys in here. Ain't nothing to it. You ain't go to BD. It's okay. You ain't read the purple
That's
besides New
true.
Augusta. Besides New Augusta, I'm like, all right.
Man, back in the day, man. Good days, good times.
Good old times. But hey, just to kick this thing off, can you tell our Freedom Finder family a little bit more about who Chandler is? Who are you? Where are you from? Obviously you're from Indy. Where you living at now and what you're doing? Can you give us a little bit of your story?
Yeah, definitely. So my name is Chandler Thomas, originally from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm the CEO and the founder of Millennial Vision. Right now, I'm born and raised in West Side of Indianapolis, Pike High School. Red Devil Nation. Over here. So,
Ah,
blessed. Right now I'm in Los Angeles, California. I've been working in financial services now over about 3.5 years now. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me right now.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Cool. So we're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
talk a little. We're gonna talk a little bit today about a plethora of things. He was also a collegiate athlete as well, throwing it out there. But so we'll talk a little about sports today and what it's taught you. We'll talk a little bit about the transition from sports, and then we're gonna get into a little bit about money because as a financial advisor, everybody wants some money, right? So we're gonna
Yes,
talk
sir.
about some of those things of how to get money and what to do with it and things like that, and what are some of those principles. So we'll get onto that. But just to kick it off with the sports, I don't know which one of y'all got the
Yeah, I
first
got you.
question, but go
Yep.
ahead, kick it off.
So like you said, you played basketball and everything. You went to Pike, and I understand that. But
ah.
shout out to the East Side Dub C. But anyways, so after high school, how was your transition from high school sports to college sports?
Oh man, so I had a very interesting transition. Going to Pike. So for me, just a little background too. Going to Pike and then transferring to Cathedral, and having to sit out my junior year was like a whole. It through my college in a little bit of a rate because when I was sophomore going into my junior year before I started my sophomore year, I was getting recruited by Wake Forest and Notre Dame. So I was looking at going there. Whole sites were going high Division One, high major. And then once I set out, um, all those scholarships went away. So then for me, as I transitioned into college, obviously it was, I guess I had a pretty good senior year, but at that point it was too late. So a lot of the schools that were recruiting me were kind of just like the last bit of schools that were haven't got their player yet, or that what they were looking for. So for me, my transition from high school and college was kind of interesting. So I ended up going to Maryland, University of Maryland, Baltimore County, UMBC. That was the school that about a year and a half, about 2 years ago, they beat Maryland. I think it was Maryland. They beat one big school, and in the term in the first round, everybody was going crazy. So, but for me, it was definitely an interesting experience. It was more on the personal side than actually sports. Sports is the easiest part transition. But moving out to
Mhm.
Maryland to Baltimore.
Wrong and
First
everything.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole different culture, a whole
Yeah.
different environment out there. So the basketball was the easy part. I wish that was the hardest part for me. But now the whole transition, different cultures, different environments and mentalities, and really just getting involved with different people, going from being, from Indianapolis, having a mindset and having, being around people that like, Midwest people to the East Coast is a whole different thing. I think that was the biggest transition for me, was like just adjusting to different mentalities for the most part, of people. East Coast, they're like, yo, what you got for me? Like, what you got for me? If you don't, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not trying to help me out, if you're not doing something for me, let's keep it moving. So that was for me the biggest transition, just getting used to different people. As I went to about 12 hours from the first time, it's cool because for me, I was very independent, but that's the first time being like on your own. It really is like
that's a tough
yourself,
transition.
So it was cool. It was fun, but for me, it was definitely a learning experience.
That's dope.
Oh shoot, I was muted. Yeah, that's dope. And I lived out there to Jersey a little bit. So going from Indy, I went to school with Kentucky with E-Rod, Western Kentucky, go Tops. Y'all see it in the back. Oh, wrong way. Y'all see it in the back. But when we went to Jersey, bro, like it was so different, bro. Like we talked about it yesterday about people honking at me, bro. So like it got on my last nerves about people honking at me. Was it the same around where you were at? They're honking at you. They're honking left and right. Were they a little rude?
Yeah, they was definitely rude. The good thing about my freshman year, I didn't have a car, so I was like literally on campus the whole time. It was like points where I didn't even leave campus for like a week or two because I didn't have a car. We just was on campus. We ate at the cafeteria and worked out, played, practiced, but never, went to school and just was on campus. So unfortunately, I didn't have a car, so I didn't really go too far. And Baltimore being one of those interesting cities, you got to know where you're going. You just can't be going driving anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
hey, do y'all remember when we went to Baltimore, Maryland for AAU? Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
Yes. Man.
I remember like bits and pieces of. I just remember like walking on the street and that's like, whoa, it is. It does look kind of bad out here.
It's pretty bad.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Hey, that's crazy.
I think the craziest part for me when we was in Maryland, actually seeing people that was on drugs. Man, it was crazy because being from Indianapolis, I never really seen like really people on drugs like out in the public like that, and it just like hit me for a shock, like yo, like this is crazy. So that really took me back. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. So tell us a little bit more about your story. You went to Baltimore because I know you didn't finish there. Where else did you play at? Because you jumped around a couple times.
Man, I have a great story about that. So I went to 4 different colleges in my 5 years, 4 colleges in 5 years. So after I left University of Maryland, Baltimore County, I actually went to Grambling State University in Louisiana, which is at HBCU. I went down there because I don't know if you guys remember Joseph Price. He used to be one of the assistant coaches at IUPUI. He used to be like one of my student coaches. He went to high school with my dad, so family friend, and he got the head coaching job down there. So I went down there thinking it was all gonna be love, man, and it wasn't. It was not. It was, you think you get a favor from the head coach, you think he's gonna show you love, and that wasn't the situation. But I went there for 2 years, graduated early, did a business degree in business management, and then I ended up transferring to Ohio University in Athens, Ohio, pretty decent sized mid-major school. Playing there. Bobcats, yes sir. And then end up like just the year I was coming in, I got recruited for the previous staff, and then they brought a new coach staff in that same year, and just didn't even get a chance to play. Like the new coach staff didn't even rock with me. So I wanted to stay, but I ended up transferring again to a Division II in Georgia called Southwestern. So, man, it was a lot of jumping around. If not at all what I wanted, but it was just kind of necessary. A lot of growth. Being able to live in different parts of the country, deal with different people, and looking back, I could say I probably, it definitely made me mature a lot even faster. But the biggest thing is just learning how, different areas, different coaches, different people.
Facts.
Big man.
Of their dog. I know a thing or two about transferring. The thing is, it's not an easy thing to do.
It's
especially
not,
when you
especially every
Definitely
summer
not.
you're trying to figure out where you're trying to go, and
exactly.
you got to
Mm-hmm.
pretty much get re-recruited every single year you're trying to leave, and then the fact that you're gonna sit
Mm-hmm.
out, like so I sit out going in my sophomore year, so that gave me an extra year to play redshirt. That was my redshirt sophomore year, and then moving around was just interesting because going from a predominantly white institution at University of Maryland, Baltimore County to HBCU, whole different culture down there. And had a great experience. But then going from HBU back to PWI in Ohio, and then going to a Division II school that was in the middle of nowhere in South Georgia, and all those schools were different, and all of them had their unique stories in itself.
Gotcha. Love it.
That's dope.
All right, so I have a question.
That transfer is definitely a tough transition. I've done it. After my freshman year, I transferred as well, and I was transferred to ISU for football. And when I transferred, you obviously got to go through the transition of contacting coaches and all that stuff. And when I transferred there, those coaches ended up leaving. So now I'm there like, dang. So now I had to walk on, and I made the team and all that, and had to transfer. But there's a whole new coaching staff when I went. So that's definitely a tough transition to go transfer into a whole new school that didn't recruit you in the first place, and you're trying to find somewhere to go to play. So that's tough.
Yeah, and I would. And before you move on to the next question, E-Rob, which I think is a great question, but I went through some I didn't actually transfer, but I went through a lot of transition because I had a lot of different coaches, right? So even though I was at the same school, E-Rob and I both at Western Kentucky. I mean, we played for Willie Taggart, right? Willie Taggart came, and then he went. Where'd he go? He went to where'd he go? E-Rob?
Or no?
He went South Florida, then Oregon, then he ended up being at Florida State. Now he's at Florida Atlantic, FAU. FIU. Shout out to Coach T, man. Good dude, man. But he transitioned. Then we played for Bobby Petrino, which I'm not gonna shout Bobby Petrino out. If you see this, man, I don't know, man. I like good people, so I'm gonna just leave it there. If y'all know Bobby Petrino, different type of character, and I ain't afraid to say it. I ain't afraid of different type of character, and I don't respect it at all. Good football mind, person, no. And then we play for Jeff Brom. Shout out to Jeff Brom, man. Jeff Brom, one of my favorite coaches I ever played for, man. Yeah, Jeff Brom, man.
Jeff Brom's
Purdue
that guy, man.
New head coach now. They got them balling right now.
Coach Purdue, he got David Bell out there, Far East Side kid, man, out there balling.
Yes,
He's
sir.
out there
Whole
balling.
nother level.
But
that coaching staff, man. That coaching staff in general is amazing, man. Coach Shep, he's at Purdue now.
Shout out to Coach Shep, man.
Shout out to Coach Shep, man.
Coach Shep.
We gotta get Coach Shep on the show. He got an amazing story. But anyway, going that whole
Coach Shepard, that's crazy.
You know Coach Shep? Jamarcus Shepard?
The same one.
Jamarcus Shepard, black dude.
Nope, I'm thinking of a different one. Never mind.
Okay, yeah.
But we do know Coach Dewberry. I know we could.
Yeah.
Coach Dewberry, I know him. So, but yeah.
Anyway, cool. I had something to say. I forgot what I was about to say. Let's go ahead and transition to that next question, E-Rob.
All right. So my question is, what are some traits that sports has taught you that you're now using in the professional world?
Oh, that's a good one. Man, that's a great question because, I honestly believe looking at, athletes and people who weren't athletes and the amount of, mental toughness they have, the amount of, the ability to perform better even in the workforce than somebody who isn't. I'm not saying that people who aren't athletes can't perform like that, but just the things they go through, in a game is teaching you so many life skills. And I would say the first thing is mental toughness, right? To be able to take coaching, to be able to take constructive criticism, to be able to learn how to grow and not be personally, how can I say, attacked or personally like when people just, people who aren't in sports aren't sometimes, open for somebody to be on them like a coach would be. They're like, yo, I'm not like that. I don't like that. So I would say that's one. Like the tenacity, I would say the work ethic. When you ever have to have an athlete, who's transitioning into the workforce, they know how to work hard. They have to train their mind, train their skill, build up. It's just like, in the weight room and practice and all that different things. It's just, I say sports are a beautiful thing, because you learn so much playing a game that you love, that it just is so transferable to the workforce. And those are a few. There's so many. I just, honestly, for me, I love working with athletes, simply because we have that same mindset. We're trying to win. We understand how to work in that crunch time. Like, it's fourth quarter, we like, okay, it's time to lock in. We have a goal we need to accomplish, how we can do it. And then teamwork. People who aren't used to working on a team, you know how difficult that can be. You bringing somebody to a group project and they have no idea how to work in the team. Athletes just understand how to have a collective goal, collective mindset, and how to win. And, that's another one, just to have that team mindset, trying to all win as a unit. And that's why you see a lot of times, a lot of athletes being, high level, CEOs and high level, management, stuff like that, because they're the ones who understand how to work with people in tough environments. Like, final play of the game, the fourth quarter, you got to come together, either run a play or, something. And, you got to all put your heads on one goal, one mindset, and you got to be able to shift amongst all adversity. Because adversity hits athletes differently. I feel like as athletes, we have been there. We know how to handle. We don't just crumble under pressure. So that's what I love about, the transition, is that, it shows you so many things of how to work with people and how to be a better person as an athlete that you don't even realize until you actually apply it in the workforce.
Facts.
Definitely.
It's the biggest thing athletics has taught me.
Hey, we can't hear you, Chris. We can't hear you. We hear you in the background, but like I don't know.
Forget that.
Yep.
You hear me now?
Yep, we hear you now. Yep.
Yeah, we hear you, brother.
But like I said, learning to work through adversity is the biggest thing sports has taught me. Because I definitely had some adversity. Back to which I was just talking about, transferring. I got kicked off the team. I went to Virginia Tech at first. I got kicked off. They was like, "Yeah, you gotta get out of here, dog. You're too wild." Then I had to go to Western Illinois. I didn't know how it was going to work out. Ended up graduating. I wasn't good at school. Wasn't good at none of that. Ended up graduating. That's going through adversity, fighting through it. Because I had thoughts of like, I'm quitting. I'm going home. I'm just gonna go home and just work with my dad somewhere. But no, that's the thing. You just gotta push through it. That's what sports will teach you.
You gotta get that determination, that grit.
Yep. And I usually don't pop too many comments on during Saturdays, but my pop said, Coach Williams, shout out to Coach Williams. He said, always says athletes are great because they know how to handle adversity. And that's like exactly what you said, Chandler, exactly what you're saying, Chris. Athletes know how to handle adversity. And I would say it's the resiliency of athletes, right? So we all played football. I know you're on the basketball side. I mean, same thing, though. But in football, there's play by play, right? If you say you miss a block and the quarterback gets sacked, like, all right, you got to move on. Say you drop a pass, you got to move on. It's the same in basketball. You miss that shot, you got to get back on defense. You got to move forward. So that's one thing that I know for a fact that athletes have in them is that, overcoming adversity and that resiliency to be able to bounce back, that we don't stay down. Whenever something happens to us, we jump right back up because we understand that, hey, I got to keep moving forward. Period. We got to.
Definitely.
Right. Moving on. All right,
go ahead, Craig.
Next question for you is, so how was the transition out of sports into the professional world? Because that was a struggle.
That's one of my favorite questions to talk about.
I was like, what is my identity without football? Who am I? What am I going to do with my life? So how did you go through that struggle?
Man, so I honestly was blessed. And, growing up in middle school and high school, it didn't look like a blessing at first, because I was, basketball was pretty good. I was, highly ranked as a young kid. I didn't really get into that too much, but, get a lot of clout. And, going into high school, playing varsity as a freshman at a school that typically doesn't happen at. And then all this stuff building up. And then, getting ready, and then transferring going from my sophomore year to my junior, transferring, and sitting out. That just set up my entire life. That shook me to the core right there. That was the first time, because basketball was like like we always think we are what we do. We always think we're, I guess, ask an athlete what they are. I'm a basketball player. I'm a football player. Or I'm, whatever. But they're really not. That's not who you are. That's what you do. And a lot of us get tangled into that where we mix and mingle our mentality or our personality and who we actually are as a person with the sport we're playing. And I had it was crazy because as I transferred and went from Pike High School on the west side to Cathedral on the east side.
Completely
and Cathedral,
different.
you guys all know, is a lot different. I love the experience because let's be completely honest. It was classes where I was the only black kid in there. I was never in that situation, and for me, I'm a pretty open guy, and I'm just like, wow. I'm looking around like I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So think about transferring to a high school, right? From a public to private high school, right? And you're in some classes it's all white people, and you're the only black guy in the class. And you're looking in the first year you're there, you're not even playing because I didn't get to play my first year when I transferred because I went through the IHSA, and then my athletic director, I can't remember his name, but he has had it out for me not to play, right? So he was on the Indiana School Board of Education and all this stuff, and he told me, he was like, Chandler, if you leave, I'm gonna do whatever I can do. I'm gonna do whatever I can in my power to make sure you don't play next year, which I think is crazy. Looking back, I'm like, I feel like nobody should have that power over players because that's their livelihood, right? They're literally changing their livelihood.
High school players at that.
High school players.
It's like you're messing with kids. I'm looking back at it now, being 28. It's like that should never even be a rule. Like, you're taking literally millions of dollars out of that person's pocket from scholarships or whatever that they can be attaining just by playing a sport because you have an ego issue, right? And so at that time, I was never combative with anybody or even talk bad to them. I was just like, okay. And when I ended up transferring anyway, he said he did what he did. He actually spoke to people on the board, and I went to court. I don't know if that knew. I went to court just to play my junior year. Right? I had one of my classmates. His father was a lawyer, Buddy Yosha. He was a phenomenal lawyer. He did everything pro bono. Didn't charge my family a penny. It was probably $1,000 in lawsuit and legal stuff he went through. But when I transitioned, I had to go through a whole 12-hour court hearing, 12 hours in one day. They try to figure out what they could do, what they could say for me to not play. And it wasn't anything. I had good grades. I had no trouble with school, never got kicked out or nothing. It was nothing they could really find. But the only reason that they held that they told me I couldn't play because my last game that I played, I didn't play the last 2 games of the season at Pike. All right, so that's it. Exactly. So they were like, you didn't finish the season with the team, right? Because I got in a few altercations with a few of my teammates, and I was just like, bro, what am I doing here? Like, why am I playing with guys that I don't even like? Guys that literally wanted to fight me in the locker room. Literally, like, I'm like, what's the point of this? Like, what's the point of me playing with some guys that the whole year are jealous and wanting to get out at me? Why? So for me at that young age, looking back, it was a lot to go through. Transition and not playing that whole junior year. I'm sitting there and my whole identity was wrapped in people like, no, I can't wait to see you play. And they didn't really know who I was. So when everybody knows you for one thing and you don't have that to show who you really are, you got to start figuring out who you are. And at that point, I started really figuring out who I was outside of basketball and really seeing like, what is life outside of that. That's the first time I had to think about that at going to my junior year where I had to set up I didn't play one game. I practically never played one game my junior year. And that's when everything kind of shifted in my life. And I was like, yo, like it was a great experience looking back, what I wanted to be a different outcome, obviously. But, taking that out of myself out of the game and being able to see, who I am as a person first. As I moved into high school, moved into college later, and then start, also was a part of the NCAA first team, which was a phenomenal program. They always had one saying. It was use basketball, don't let basketball use you. Right.
There it is.
And within
Use it as a
that, so
tool.
in high school, we would go to like 3 different camps. Like every summer, they would fly us out to a different city. And for like 4 to 5 days, they would like take us around the city. They would take us to these little classes where we would learn from different like pro coaches and a little about everything. They talk about the transition from high school to college. They talk about everything from what we should do, in the classroom to drugs to girls to the whole transition process. So they're teaching us how to grow up as in high schoolers, and we had some of the top high school people there. And in those times, we just learned. Like it taught me really, in that coaching really taught me what's going to be life after basketball. And I started really thinking about that. So in college, I always was doing different things on the other side, not even really thinking about it, but just doing things to build myself up outside of the court. And I always had other passions as well that I wanted to pursue. So as I transitioned to college, I was always keep my hands in a lot of different pots. And then once I left college, for me, I still couldn't let it go. I was still trying to go overseas, trying to play and go through that route. But I was like, it's got to be more. It got to be more. So when I started transitioning to the workforce, into the career world, it was definitely interesting. My first company I worked for was called Western Student Life, which is a financial company out of Castleton, Indianapolis, like right in Castleton, pretty much in Indianapolis. So doing that was very interesting. Coming out of school, trying to figure out if I'm still playing ball, if I'm not playing ball, and trying to figure out that process. Everywhere you go, you still hooping? You still hooping? You still hooping? Everywhere you go, they still ask me, that you still hooping?
I hated that question.
Man,
You want to leave? Gonna try it out? No.
It's because it's interesting because they always ask you. I feel like they always put you in that box that you can't do anything else.
Exactly.
They're so used to you being there that they don't really have any they can't really see you do anything else at that point because they haven't seen you do anything else. So for me, it was the transition was from pretty much since my sophomore year going into my junior year in high school all the way up, because I've seen people who literally have went into depression because of they didn't know what to do after sports. And that's because I tell people they have their personality and who they are wrapped into a game that they play and always have to figure out. So I challenge everybody on this podcast, even like who listens to this podcast, when you're in sports and you were playing sports and all that, is ask, who are you outside of the game? Like, who are you outside of the game? Because they always say at one point the ball will stop bouncing. And what will you be doing? So.
And then you got about 40 if you lucky, even if you go to the pros stop playing about 35, 36, 37.
Mm-hmm.
You still got about 40 more years of life left. 40, 50 more years of life left. What you gonna do? So everybody has to think about it. Everybody on the live right now, they got kids. You got kids, or you're going through this right now. Let them know, hey, think about what you're gonna do after you're done doing it.
Yeah, I look at a lot of the greatest from all sports, and they're always trying to figure out what they can do after. Even for me, a lot of my friends now who played, they all try to get into like athletic. They always try to get into training, like personal training next, and then like coaching. I'm like, that's great, but I want to challenge you guys to see what else is out there. There's more than just that game. And I feel like the game is great. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you can stay in your passion, do it. But always see what else is out there. What other talents or skills and abilities do you possess that the Lord has given you? Outside of just playing a game or teaching somebody how to play that game. And I'm saying there's nothing wrong with coaching, because I love the ability to help the next generation. But what else is out there? Because you look at the best of the best in the world, and sometimes they got to retire. Michael Jordan retired. You look at all the great NFL players; they all have to retire. And what are they doing now? That's the question. So
NFL stands for not for long.
Not for long.
Not for long.
For long.
What's the average now? I don't know the average. The average was
Talking about
what,
lifespan,
3.5 years.
I think it was like three and a
and
half.
that's crazy.
something like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Not
I
long.
know, that's crazy.
And that's it. So like people prepare their whole lives to go play professional, and then like when we're talking specifically for NFL, we're talking 3 years on
So
average.
you come out of college, you 22. Now you 25. Now it's over.
Now it's over.
Over. It's
over. So what now?
And a lot of people go through that, right? That's why we always like to ask this question of how that transition, right? Because the transition is different for everyone. Some people just streamlessly, like for me, I was able to just get through it, but then it sneaks up on me every once in a while. Like, dude, you're never gonna play again. Like, you're never ever playing again. It's like, whoa, all right. I guess I'm never playing again, right? And it's something you got to get over that hump and say, you know what, it's okay. Like, but it's very important to find something else you're doing, because I don't know the percentages, but I'm telling y'all, I know it's a high percentage of athletes that probably don't ever find something that they're passionate about like they were in sports, and that's a problem, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
Problem.
Yeah.
We need to figure something out. Kimiana said, yes, after sports, I was lost. All I knew was sports. It was my entire life. Like,
That's a lot of us, man. That's a lot of us.
that's a
Yeah.
lot of us.
The thing about it is like Devin just said, finding that passion. What made you your body tingle like sports did? You got to find that. You got to find it. And it's hard to find, but hey, you just got to do it.
And the only way you can find it is to not be scared and go out there and take action.
There
Go
it is.
take action, and you will
Yep.
find something. You're never gonna know if you like it or not unless you try it. You have to try it first. I tell my siblings this every single day. And I have to give a shout out to my little sis Sade. Shout out to Sade for joining the show this morning.
Hey,
Look at
what's
Sade.
going on,
What's
Sade?
up?
You still not grown.
Good morning.
You
Good
still
morning.
not grown.
You not grown, but look at it with the IU shirt
Still not
on,
grown.
out there thinking she grown, but she probably just woke up out the bed. But
Right.
But I mean, it's something I always preach to my siblings. Like just go try it. Like, just go try something. Just go do it. Like, I didn't think I liked sushi. I thought I'd never eat sushi. Sushi's like my favorite food now. Like, I would eat
still ain't
sushi
going
every
there.
day. I'm in for Mike. I'm straight up. And it all happened from the transition of leaving what I'm comfortable with, right? I went to Western Kentucky, so Kentucky a lot different from Indy, right? It's like, oh, people can actually be nice. Okay. All right. Southern hospitality. Okay. You could be nice. You could let people go. Then I went to Jersey and I was like, whoa, like you can't wave at nobody out here. They want to fight. Like, all right, cool. I got that experience, and now I'm in South Carolina, back to the Southern hospitality. Love it out here. But you have to go through those different transitions to actually figure out what you like, what you want, and that goes for across the board, work, school, all that good stuff. But we're not gonna have time to talk about this, but it's really crazy because Kimiana also threw in there and she said, oh, that's not even the right one. Oops. Kimiana also threw in there and she said that that's what happened to one of her teammates, talking about when the transferring and they wouldn't let her play. So somebody was transferring, or I guess him, from LN to LC and never competed again. So this is a problem that I actually never knew was a thing. I didn't know this was even a thing. So this is something like, how are they holding high school kids out of sports? That is just ridiculous to me. But anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and say something. We don't have time to talk about that. But you kind of already let the transition for me channel into our next question for you, because we're transitioning from the sports side of things back into more of the workforce. So what you told me, you said when I asked you, like, what do? You said, man, really I focus on the rules and principles of money and how to make it faster, right? So when I heard that, I'm like, whoa.
That's my favorite topic. Let's get it.
I'm like, hey, everybody want to talk about some money, right? So somebody throw a thumbs up or throw some money in the chat. Throw some money in the comment. Throw some money in the comments. We making it rain. Make it rain in the comments,
Yeah, I
y'all.
was just about to say that. Make it rain on.
But that goes to my next question. So you talked about some of these key principles of money that you talk about, right? And this is what you do every day. And we talked about a couple of these things before. And I love what you're doing, by the way. You're really giving back and helping people, man. And that's what I love about you. That's why I wanted to have you on the Freedom Finders Consistent Daily Action Show, because you're a real go-giver, man. You give back and you want to help others. And yes, is money important? Yes, you want to make some money too. but more importantly, you put the person first and the people first. So I absolutely love that. But what are some of the key principles of money?
I love it. So I want people to first understand that money, and to understand the foundations of money is similar to the foundations in the universes of life, right? There's always rules. There's also always principles that we need to follow when it comes to money. Just like nature, for example, let's say if you want to plant a tree, right? You have that seed or whatever to grow that tree. If you put that seed on concrete or cement or rock, it's not going to grow, right? It's like throwing your money in your bank account. You're getting 0.001% interest. Your money's not growing there, right? But then you think about, okay, I got to find the right, soil. I got to find the right environment for my money to thrive. So you have to really put your money in vehicles that's going to grow it. That's one of the secrets of the rich. They're finding the ways where they can grow their money hands free, right? To make more money in less time. So you got to start thinking about, like, let's say we're planting a tree. We got to find the richest soil. We can't put it on, some hard soil. We can't put it in different, in the wrong environment. Because if we don't find the right soil, it's not going to, start creating roots. Just like, in your investment account, making sure you find the right vehicle for your money so it can start growing those roots, start growing for you. And then it's like, we have to start, watering it. We got to make sure our money is and make sure that plant is getting the right nutrients it needs. You got to start investing and putting your money to work for you, right? Having that compound interest. And we can dive into that in a second. Compound interest working in your favor. So now you can start growing that tree. And as you're watering it and you're getting it the right sunlight, that starts growing a huge, we can say, money tree for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Now you're using the right vehicles, right? Hey. And then I tell people, right? So here's the thing I tell everybody, and I always tell people about, figuring out what your passion is, figuring out what you can do, figuring out, they say now, a side business is the new 401k, right? Because everybody needs a side business. During this pandemic, people have seen that with over 60 million, I think, people losing their jobs, in a few months, that you have to be able to, create something for yourself, even maybe alongside your job, or, even if it's, full-time entrepreneurship, you gotta be able to create something for yourself, because when you're working for somebody else, you're really paying, you're pretty much, how can I say, when you're working for somebody else, and there's nothing wrong with working for anybody else, but you're building something for somebody else, right? That energy, effort, and blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, you're giving somebody, you're putting somebody else's kid through college. You're funding somebody else's vacation, right? And at the end of the day, what do you have left to show for your kids? So when you think about money, how much money are you making, right? How much money are you making? Are you confined to your time, right? Is your time and your money being traded? Because like if that's the issue, right, you'll never be able to achieve financial freedom. So how to make more money in less time? It's obviously the simple way is thinking, okay, I usually make more money per hour. But then you're thinking about, okay, it's only 24 hours in a day. You just restricted your income, your cash flow, right? Mm-hmm. It's always figuring out how you can make money without trading your time for it, right? Where you can have money make it for you. Warren Buffett, he says, if you don't make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Mm. And I don't know about you guys. I'm not trying to work until I die.
Facts.
You say that with some emphasis too. You gonna work till you die. And
the fact that they don't teach this anywhere you go. They're not teaching this anywhere, because the new slavery is debt. They want to keep you confined to debt. So let's think about this, right? They make you they say you go to college, get those degrees. And if you're not like an athlete like us, you paying for those degrees, right? You paying some, hefty out here in Los Angeles, University of Southern California, USC, an average student spending about anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 a year for schooling. So that's anywhere from, you're thinking about $250,000 to $500,000 worth of debt before they even get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So you say
I know a girl from my old school. She girl I went to Virginia Tech with. She's getting her PhD right now. She got $500,000.
$500,000.
$500,000.
$500,000. And you're right,
What?
and you get all this debt for what? So then you get into a job, they're offering you $100,000 a year, and you're like, wait, what? If that, if that,
If
That's
that.
a high
you get
bar.
if that.
Right.
That's a high bar on that.
So yeah, it is depending on where you live in. It can be a whole
Yeah.
different situation. So you get all this debt, then you're stuck for almost your whole life to pay it off. It's like now you're behind the 8 ball and you're falling into debt, and then debt's using compound interest against you. So now interest is going against you. So now you're actually in the on the opposite side of compound interest. Instead of actually growing your money, it's slowing you down, right? It's slowing you down. And then once you get out of that, you're like, okay, great. What do I do next? Right? What can I do next to get out all this debt? And you get the first job or career that they offer. And that's what, for me, it's like, I went to school. I got 2 master's degrees and a bachelor's. Actually got 3 master's degrees. And
All right, big dog.
All right, flex. Right.
All right, slight flex. Three masters. Shout out to Chandler with the 3 masters.
Hey.
3 masters.
I got 3 degrees, 2 masters and 1 bachelor's. My bad.
All right, now.
3 degrees. But now and this is what I don't talk about a lot, because I've realized that it means nothing.
Nope.
It means nothing. Like, don't say anybody has a master. That's great. I couldn't get a job out of college.
I can relate to that.
I can attest to that. Boy, it
Years.
was hard.
It took me 2 years to find anything near my field. Anything near it. Took me 2 years to find a job.
Yep.
That
Took me about 11 months, almost a year.
Overqualified, underexperienced. I'm like, just give me entry level. So I learned that. So understand the money, the principles of money, and really being able to see how it grows, how it works, and how you can build it for yourself. Like, if that's a service you're providing, it's really I always tell people this: it's if you want to make more money in less time, you have to create a system.
Facts.
The system, right? So we look at some of the best systems in the world that we've seen so far, right? McDonald's.
Yes.
Ray Kroc saw, if you guys seen the founder, or the movie The Founder about McDonald's.
Yep.
Right.
Ray Kroc.
He went and he saw their model in their system, and he wanted to franchise it. Right. So it's really, how can you create a system where things are in place with it, money's funneling and coming to your account, and you're not physically always have to be there. You might be hiring people to work that, Amazon, right? Different systems that have been created, and now the people that created those systems will be paid for the rest of their lives, right? So you see that, with so many franchises, you see that with businesses all across the nation, is what can you do? What can you put in position in place for yourself and your family that will run for the rest of your life, that you will no longer have to, trade your time for money.
Facts. Man, dropping bars. Hey, Kimiana said, "Oh, he educating us today." All right. And she also said she likes how you broke that down, man. I really like how you broke it down from the beginning to go back to kind of unpack it a little bit of where are you planting your seeds, right? Mm-hmm. Where are you planting the seeds? I love how that's how you kind of, because everybody can visualize that, right? You can't plant the seed on cement. You can't do that, right? You got to have some fertile soil. So talking to fertile soil, just for the people out there, like, what is some of that fertile soil, right? Like, because that's the next question. Cause okay, I get it. I get that. But what is that? That's not a bank account. It's not 0.1%. Like, can you just give the people just however much you want to give, but a couple things where they should be putting their money? And again, this is your opinion, but where can they or should they be putting their money to make more?
Yeah. So like I said, it's all recommendations, but I tell people, like, there's 3 ways you can invest your money, right? You can put it in a fixed account, a variable account, or an index account. That's the only 3 ways you can actually grow your money in today's world, right? So you're thinking about fixed accounts, right? Fixed accounts are like your bank account. They're giving you the same rate of return every single, year, month, whatever. It might be hardly anything, but it's safe. They're giving that safe money. But then when people start investing, they're like, oh yeah, I got some money now. I want to invest into the stock market. I'm going to put a little bit more in my 401k. Now you're putting your money into a variable account. Similar, very similar to gambling. And a lot of people these last few months have realized that you cannot always trust the stock market, because the stock market
you cannot.
You
The
can't
stock
trust
market will
that.
go up and will go down. So
Gosh.
that's the second way you can invest. So that's putting yourself in a, you're putting yourself in a position to grow, but now you're putting yourself in a fertile where potentially you could have some birds coming in and taking your seed. They in there plucking that grass and they might eat your seed and they're gone. There goes your whole seed. So, but then you have index accounts, right? Index accounts, they give you both growth and safety. So you go back to the fixed account, it gives you safety, but no growth, right? Then you have a variable account that gives you growth, but no safety. But then you have index accounts, they give you both growth and safety. And index accounts are now, they usually give you like a window where they give you a floor and a ceiling where when you invest in your money, you only can take the up, and you only can literally have your money grow, right? It never can lose. It actually protects you against a down market. They say a lot of index accounts are very similar to putting your money in an elevator with only an up button. So your money just constantly growing. And it's like, think about being on an elevator, you only can go up, right? It's only going up. Your money's only going up. And at the end of the day, when you're ready to get off that elevator, you have reached a different level. So I say that's the fertile you want, and that's just the seed, and that's the foundation you want to put your money in, where you want to diversify your account. You want to have, depending on how young you are, you want to be a little bit more risky when you're younger because you have time to recoup that in the future. But at the end of the day, I was watching this interview with Warren Buffett and LeBron James, and LeBron James, when he was still with the Cavs, that he was asking like, Warren, what would you suggest I do with my money? This guy's a millionaire, and then Warren Buffett at the time was a billionaire. He was like, just invest in index accounts, qualified index accounts, and just grow your money long term. Buy some pieces of America, and that's it. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, so if the richest investor in the world of all time, one of the best investors in the United States, is telling people to invest in index accounts, I think I should invest in index accounts as well. So
Do it.
let's do what the rest of you do. So that's the fertile you want to put your money in. You want to have your money growing in the right vehicles, and I would say majority of your money should be in index accounts, and then put some money in. You can put some money in the market. But understand whatever you put in there, it's okay to lose. I always tell you risk capital. If you're okay with losing it, trade it. But if you're not, don't put it there.
Man, I love that, bro.
Me and Devin have been talking about index funds, index accounts for a minute now. It's the way to go.
Yeah, the biggest thing too with index accounts is figuring out which company is offering the highest rate of return. That's why I love what I do, because I'm a broker, so I can work with whoever's offering. I'm like, who offered me the best rates for my clients? And I can deal with Transamerica, Nationwide, Prudential, all these big companies. And I'm like, who has it? Because they're fighting for business, so they keep getting their products better and better and better to compete with with one another. So as they're getting their product better and better and constantly improving their products, that's giving me more leverage on my clients. Like, hey, I see you're working right now you're with Nationwide, and your account's only offering you 8%. Well, you come over here, we can show you how we can get up to 12 or 13%. And so people might not understand that little bit of growth, but when you start putting that into compound interest, that's the difference between a few $1 million, a big jump. Those little percentages when it's compounded can be a big difference.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, for the people that don't know, can you just give a brief definition of what is compound interest? Like how you don't have to dive into the how, but like what is it?
Okay, so compound interest is very simple, right? It's literally how your money either grows or compounds for you or against you, right? Depending on how you're using it. A lot of people have like student loans or credit cards that are putting you in a compound interest situation where you actually have to pay them. If you don't pay off that max balance, or you don't pay off, you're just paying the minimum payment, it's going to start knocking off your, it's going to start growing and growing and growing. And you have paid in that account for a year, and it's still the same place where it started at. But for the other side, it's just growing your money. So you think about the rule of 72, right? Albert Einstein, created this rule way back in, so everybody does. Albert Einstein, he was like a German physicist, really smart guy, always had like crazy hair. But he actually broke down the rule of 72, where it actually tells you what compound interest. It says you take the number 72 and you divide it by your rate of return. So if your bank is giving you, let's say for example, 1%, it's going to take you 72 years to grow your money, right? Or to double your money. It's like 72 years to double your money. But let's say if your rate of return is like an 8%, it's going to take every 9 years to double your money. So compound interest is working in your favor. You're doubling your money every year, all those years, depending on what your rate of return is. And on top of that, so if you think on the other side of the credit cards, student loans, all those things, your account's doubling against you if you don't pay it off in the amount of time. So compound interest is essentially how fast you can double and increase your money.
And we want to use that for us, right? Not against us. And
they're using it against us now.
I love what you said. To quote you, Chandler, you said the new slavery is debt. And that is exactly what these credit card and these banks are doing to us. They're using compound interest against us to hold us down forever, right?
Yep.
Forever. And it's very hard to get out of that. Like my fiance has her doctorate, but she has a whole bunch of debt to pay off. And they you know what I mean? They don't pay PTs based on the amount of loans you got to take out, right? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you like in your example, why would you take out $500,000 to make 100,000? Like, yo, plus interest. That interest, that interest, the compound interest effect of what they're doing to us is holding us down forever. So that's why we always preach, and we don't talk about it too much here on the show, but we started off talking about it a lot because it starts off getting out of debt. Get debt free. If you never heard of Dave Ramsey, just go listen to some Dave Ramsey stuff. I don't agree with every single thing he says because I believe in using leverage, but I mean that's his opinion.
Agree.
I think leverage is the most, I think that's why real estate's the best business there is, in my opinion. But go look up some Dave Ramsey, man. He gives you some very simple facts. I posted some on my Instagram the other day and on the Freedom Finders as well about basically his 7 baby steps, getting out of debt and how to get through that. So if you don't know, go check that out. Man, Chandler dropping bars. I want to unpack so much, but I'm gonna go ahead and transition to the last question for you, which about some more money. So if you knew what you knew right now, Chandler, what money habits would you have changed?
See, what I would have did, I was always a big saver growing up. I would have invested more at a younger age and put that compound interest to work for me, so that would have been paying me out a lot more at this point. I would say I would start investing at a very younger age. I would say I would start getting more knowledgeable to like learning and understanding these three of my favorite words. So passive and residual. So 2 of my favorite words, passive, figuring out how I can create those two, passive and residual income, right? At a younger age, so I wouldn't have to work as much and be able to have more at a younger age, starting from a baby, starting a baby account and start growing that, or growing a business at a younger age and have it built up. So I would say those 2 for me would be able to create that thing, is because when you start younger, when you're growing your money at a younger age, you have more time in your favor. So when you get to the point where we're at now, it's not even not really even an issue. You already have a whole foundation set. So I would say that learning where to put my money at a younger age, learning how to multiply it faster. I would say, what else? Yeah, those are the 2 right now. Just trying to figure out the right accounts to put myself in, and then how to get around people, the exposure piece. I think that's the kicker right there. Like exposure. Like when I came to Los Angeles, seeing how people are living differently, the money is different out here. And exposing myself to different things I've never seen before. That's what I would have did at a younger age. Because I feel like exposure and learning these different things just can elevate your mindset and your mentality of what's really out there. If you stay in the same neighborhood your entire life, that's all you're going to know. But right when you start venturing out, seeing people who are doing a lot better than you and looking like that's possible. I seen him do it, I can do it. That's what I would do at a younger age, is just get more exposure to a lot of the things that I've never seen before. Put myself in different environments never been.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I agree.
Man,
Like that.
man, that's such a fact, because I thought $30,000 growing up on the Far East Side was a lot of money.
Balling. We was millionaires. We made it.
I thought 30,000. I thought 30,000 was it, and then I moved to Jersey, and I was like, "Oh, okay, 100,000 is nothing."
Nothing.
So it's like this is levels to this, y'all. It's definitely levels to this, right? But that's why I recommend, if you are younger, if you have younger siblings, I recommend for your siblings to get up out of where you from, man. You leave, like literally. Like I know you miss your parents, and I know all this. You can come back, right? But I recommend to leave and go see something else. I mean, Chris went out to Atlanta, and Chris came back a different person, right? Because he learned some other things, right?
Yep.
Like you just learn different things and different cultures and the way people think, and it's just different. Anyway, I'm not gonna unpack that too much, but let's go ahead and transition because it's already 10:55. Let's go ahead and transition to the last segment of our show, which we call this our final 4 questions. So this is more of a hot seat that we ask every single guest every single Saturday. These same 4 questions. So whatever pops in your head, Chandler, throw it out there. So Mike T, go ahead and hit him with question number 1.
Yes, sir. My first question for you is, what is your favorite book to recommend?
Good one. I would say, which one I got right here? Let's see.
Yeah, look, readers are leaders. I knew he was gonna have multiple. I knew it. Look.
Which one's out of these 40?
Let me get it for you. You got it. It's right here. Let's see.
You're going through the whole book, the book library.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, it's not that big. I would say right here, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill.
Ooh.
This is a great one. It teaches you a lot. This Napoleon Hill guy, man, he's smart. So a lot of people think Think and Grow Rich, but also read this one as well. This is the one that kind of just shifted my entire mindset and mentality for sure.
Outwitting the Devil by
Napoleon Hill.
Hill.
Gotcha.
I love that.
I'm gonna check that out.
Love that. Definitely wrote that down. All right. So my question is, do you have a specific morning routine or daily non-negotiable?
Yes. So, for me, it's been great since the last few months I've been really building it. But every morning I get up, I read my goals, and from there I try to get a quick workout in, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. My goal, what I'm working on every day is not to touch my phone. Not to touch the phone the first hour of the day, not to respond to anything first hour of the day. I look at it and just try to put it down real quick, and then just drink water. I don't eat. I try not to eat until after my workout, and then just I've been working on trying to meditate a little bit more. So trying to get in that meditation state where I'm actually focusing on my thoughts, creating a plan, building what I can do, go out about the day, and then getting my day started. So.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Love that.
As y'all can see, if you have a morning routine, man, things just get better. You become more focused, become more intentional on what you need to do. I love it.
Yes, sir.
So you gonna read, Devin?
No. I'll just put it up there.
Gotcha. Well, the next question that we got for you, number 3, is how do you hold yourself accountable? Do you have an accountability group, or do you are you a one-man show?
I would say right now I'm a one-man show, but it's just like looking myself in the mirror every morning. Like I know what I need to be doing, and I feel like when you start challenging yourself and putting yourself in a position, like it's even better when you have an accountability group of things you need to work on. When you start looking at yourself and being your own accountability partner, you start focusing on like, yo, I haven't did that today. Yo, what's going on? Being there and being for yourself and being able to tell yourself like, yo, it's time to get right. Check up. It's time to get right. I said for me, it's definitely been, that a lot. I'll tell people my goals too. So people I'm working with, people I'm around, I'll tell them my goals. So they know that they'll, people love to check you like, yo, how's it going with
they love it.
They love it. They
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that because it's like motivation to me. Like, yo, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do because it's gonna help me remind when you ask me, it's gonna help me remind me and actually try to prove you wrong. So definitely. I'll say right now, it's a one-man show, but just keeping myself accountable.
I love that. This is what I say every day on this show is being real with yourself. Like, hey, why am I not doing this? What's going on? Why am I not getting my goals done? Being accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
My pop said, pen and paper is a great accountability partner. I see you with the pen and pad over there, Chandler. Man, everybody's kind of adding up to the same type of thing every time we ask these questions. Like everybody typically, you know, a lot of people shows a pen, a lot of people are reading. Like, so if you're not doing these things and you're wanting to live that life, it's not going to happen. That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Do something different. If you want a different result, do something different and pick up a book, because every single person that started reading, man, I've seen transition in life. I use E-Rob as an example. E-Rob's always been a great person regardless, but once he picked up that book, just real quick, E-Rob, what have you learned, before I ask him this last question, what have you learned since you started reading, like kind of transition your life from where you've been to like now you're just, your whole mindset's so different now?
I think a lot of it is just holding myself accountable. It all goes back to that line of, if I say I'm going to do something, I need to do it. You know what I mean? And once I had that self-reflection one day, like, man, I'm not reading enough. You know, I'm not educating myself enough. It really pushed me, and it took me outside of my comfort zone. You know, I was more of a listener. I always wanted to listen to podcasts. But once I physically picked up a book and start analyzing pages, man, it really shifted my mindset and helped me grow. You know what I mean? It really pushed me to be motivated each and every day to learn something new and just take action and apply it to my life. I think that was the biggest thing, is taking action and applying it. So that's something that I've really, really noticed over the past couple months, man. Me consistently reading each and every day, man, it has really improved my life. So
Love that, bro.
that's the biggest thing.
Appreciate you
Big
sharing
time,
that.
man. Big time, man. That's why I put read on my action list every day. And I have taken your advice, Pops. If you in the comments, I'll take your advice. I pick up the physical copy, and with my dyslexic ass, I be reading it instead of listening. Sometimes I'll be listening to the audio book and reading it at the same time. So you know, it's gotten me so much better.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
Pick up and read.
Little life hack. Listening and reading at the same time. All
Listen
right.
and read.
Man, that's probably nice right there.
Hey, that's probably all right. That's probably all right.
I'll tell you.
I just listen to myself in my head when I'm reading it. But all right, last question of the Final Four, Chandler. So what is the key factor in your opinion? What's the key factor that differentiates the unsuccessful from the successful?
I say the few. One is habits. They know exactly what they need to be doing every single day. Habits, you know, successful people have habits, and then the mindset. They know where they need to go. They know what they need to be doing. And the successful don't play the victim. You know, they are the ones who are in control of their own lives. They're not waiting on the government. They're not waiting on the president. They're not waiting on anybody else right now. They're trying to save them. I say successful people are constantly growing, constantly building themselves. They know no matter how good they are today, they need to be better tomorrow. And they're not okay with being average. The average person is not successful. The average person is average. You know, so successful people are surrounding themselves, you know, sharpen their iron with other irons of other more successful people. They're constantly growing. So I say that the number one thing is your mindset, right? If you believe it, you can achieve it. And whatever you put in your mind, no matter if it's good or bad, it's going to be true. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. If you don't believe you can't do it, you can't do it. It's up to you to be successful. You know, whatever you put in your mind and everything you put in your mind, it's going to be the changing and the differentiating of what you want to become. You are what you think about. So if you want to become successful, you must change your mindset.
Love that, man. And I spoke on that a few days ago, man, about if you feed your mind garbage daily, your mind will be garbage. You know what I mean? So if you feed your mind knowledge consistently daily, you're gonna have so much knowledge. You know what I mean? So I totally agree with that.
Man, let's not overcomplicate things, y'all. It's that simple.
Simple.
It's really that simple. My pops popped something. I know you got some bars. He said, reading is a treasure hunt. You search the books to find those quotes that inspires you to improve your life. Shebang.
Shebang.
It's on the way.
Andre also said, at this point, reading doesn't even go on my to-do list. So sometimes I can't even wait to pick off where I left off at. Sometimes picking picking up my book is a reward for getting a task completed. Yes, ma'am. I love to see the Freedom Finder family in here, in here getting a reading on. And Kimiana, she says she see it, Outwitting the Devil. So just so y'all know, the book Chandler recommended, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Y'all make sure y'all check that one out.
That's on the buy list.
I would also recommend another Napoleon Hill's brilliant mind, man. I would also recommend the Think and Grow Rich. Like Think and Grow Rich. I know that's the one everybody typically goes to, but I would recommend both of them, man. I've heard great things about Outwitting the Devil. Haven't read it yet, but definitely something to read. So cool. So let's go ahead and transition over to our what we call our consistent daily action. So this is what we do every single day. We talk about 3 things. Actually, it's kind of 4 because we throw in the wise words, but it's really 3 things. We talk about number 1, what we're grateful for. Number 2, we talk about what our positive affirmations are. So we talk about I am statements. So the words I am are so powerful because whatever you say after I am, man, you know, you got a good shot. And then lastly, we talk about what our actions are for the day. So, and then we'll get some wise words as well. So, we're going to run through real quick again. On Saturdays, try to shorten it up a little bit, y'all. Just, you know, let's not be long winded because we usually take an hour to do this. So we're going to do this in about 20. So, let's go ahead and start off with Mike T. I'll be forgetting who we start with when Mike T come in. What's up, Mike T? Welcome Mike T back to the show, man.
What's going on? But yeah, this morning I'm grateful for waking up. As we always say, it's better than $1 trillion.
Big T.
I'm grateful for a positive
Big T.
Big T, my fault. Big T. I'm grateful for a positive growth mindset. And I'm grateful for embracing uncomfortability for growth. And I'm grateful for my family. And it's been a tough week for us, and it just reminds me that how grateful I am to have, you know, a big and close family as we are. We did lose my grandfather this past week, so.
Mike froze.
Go out.
You still there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm still there. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we get you.
Yeah, we hear you now.
All right. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm grateful for my family, and you know, it's been a tough week for us. I lost my grandfather this week, and it's been a tough week for my aunts and uncles, and you know, for the family. And I'm just grateful for that. We're able to stay strong and helping each other get through this you know, tough time. And I'm just grateful for, you know, them being in my life and just having them as a family. So that's what I'm grateful for this morning.
Yes, sir. And we definitely threw some prayers up for you, Mike, you and the fam. You and DeAndre Collins, the one that's in here. Well, we definitely threw some prayers up for you, and a lot of people in our Freedom Finder family threw up some prayers for y'all. So all our condolences go out to you and the fam. But continue staying strong, brother. Continue staying strong.
I appreciate it. Appreciate all y'all.
We always here for you, man. All right, so for me, like I say every morning, man, grateful to wake up this morning. It was a blessing that I was able to get out of bed, so very, very grateful for that. Grateful for my family, friends, my brothers, Chelsea, for consistently pushing me each and every day, you know, to be a better version of myself. I'm very, very grateful for that. Grateful for my failures and my struggles, because all they did was teach me so many valuable lessons in life, man. So I'm very grateful for that, and I'm grateful for being grateful. Attitude of gratitude has really improved my life, man. Being grateful for the small things has really, you know, improved me. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for my morning routine and just being so consistent at what I do. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for that.
Yes, sir. And real quick, I just got. I mean, I'm biased. My little sis. I gotta get my little sis up in here. I ain't gonna read everybody today, but Sade said, I'm grateful for my family and loved ones, my education. I'm grateful for strength and protection. I'm grateful for my health, my support system, and you guys, of course. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you. Appreciate you sharing, Sade.
Remember, you are not grown. Saying the you are not grown.
You are not grown. So for the Freedom Finders, I'm not gonna read through everyone like normal, but still put what you're grateful for in the comments because it makes a difference. Which, you know, I'll be part of my wise words as always. Go ahead, Chris. What you grateful for?
All right. Well, I'm grateful for this morning. I'm grateful for waking up, as it is better than $1 trillion.
Big T.
$1 trillion.
Big T.
Nothing better than waking up in the morning, man. I'm grateful for this life. I'm grateful for God's mercy. I'm grateful for my failures because I love my failures and I love my struggles. I appreciate them so much. I needed them to grow. I needed them. And I'm going to need to fail in the future to grow. That's just a part of life. And I love it and I appreciate them. I appreciate the process. Next, I'm grateful for friends and family that push me to be better. I tell you guys every day that I love you and I appreciate you. You push me every single day. And I appreciate you guys for that. Lastly, I am grateful for being grateful. Attitude of gratitude has saved my life. I was on a path to destruction. And then I took a complete 180 just when I started being grateful for the small things, just like E-Rob said. Just for the small things. Being grateful for waking up. Being grateful that I'm just alive. Being grateful that I still got my family around and they loving and caring, people that love me. Just being grateful for the little things. It'll change your life, man. Improve your life.
Well,
Facts. And Andrea said, tell her again, Chris, you are not grown. She said, my sister at Ball State thinks she grown too.
Yeah, not grown. Let you know.
You are not grown. For me this morning, and then we'll end up with you. We'll go that same route. We'll go with you last, Chandler, just so you can kind of see how we go through it, by the way. But for me, I'm very grateful for waking up. As we all just said, it's greater than $1 trillion. Big T.
Big T.
Also very grateful for my positive mindset that the Lord has blessed me with. Very grateful for my go-giver mindset and understanding that I must fill my cup up first. Like I said, every day, I have to fill my cup up first before I pour out to others because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And when I first heard that, I thought it was selfish. My bad. Keep it quick. Thought it was selfish, not selfish. Pour your cup up first. And lastly, I'm just grateful for being grateful, man, because since we've been doing this attitude of gratitude, this consistent daily action, like
Shout out to the shirts.
5 months. Oh yeah, I didn't even throw the shirts out. Shout out to the shirts. Shout out to Andrea for the nice little plug, the attitude of gratitude. Let me go ahead and shoot. Since we talk about the shirts, let me show y'all the back. We only got one shirt in. We got more coming. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they coming. They
Need a
coming.
little wrap
You know what I mean?
around. Little wrap around.
Can y'all see?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we see it.
Little something, something. Little something,
I
something.
see
Yeah, tell us
free.
what you think about it. Tell us what you think about it. We got the stress-free shirt coming in. We got attitude of gratitude, stress-free hoodies coming in. They on the way. It's just, boy, it's taking a minute. They on there.
Yeah, these are the samples coming in. But shout out to Andrea. Shout out to Andrea for the design, for the nice design. I was getting on her about this one. I'm like, can you make the attitude? Can you put it in the? I was getting on her. Nah, it definitely looks good, Andrea. She said it looks good. Yeah. But I don't know if I said this already, but I'm very grateful. Yeah, I did say it, but I'm grateful for being grateful, man. I'm just grateful for being grateful. Cool. Chandler, what are you grateful for this morning?
First and foremost, yeah, like you guys said, I'm grateful for being alive, for having breath in my lungs for another day. Grateful for you guys for allowing me to come on this show with you guys and just talk and catch up and just, really be a part of your podcast. And I'm grateful for family, grateful for to be able to be alive in a situation and so many, people right now didn't wake up yesterday and, I'm so grateful that I'm not stressed. People right now with elections, people are stressed. I'm grateful for the day, for being healthy, to be able to work out, the small things, right? I know you guys ever got injured or hurt one time and you can't do something, or a little tweak in your back or something, you just can't move. I'm grateful for, health. I'm grateful for wealth. I'm grateful for, my support system. I'm grateful for family. I'm, like I said, grateful to be grateful. I'm literally grateful just for life in general. Right. Grateful for all the things that we are given here and the ability for us to be able to live a life just for simple things like running water. Grateful, simple
Exactly,
things.
man.
I am.
We do a lot of
grateful for all the
complaining, but
simple-
I could just turn this thing on right now.
Man,
It may come out.
I'm grateful. I'm just grateful for so much. I could be on here for the next 30 hours, talking about how grateful I am for just life.
Mm-hmm.
But just grateful, man. I'm feeling good this morning. I'm feeling good. I'm grateful that I woke up at almost 6 o'clock.
Early. And I'm grateful that you decided to wake up to be part of the Freedom Finder family today, man. Early morning. Cool. So let's go ahead and transition to the next segment. This is our positive affirmation. These are I am statements. So we'll go round robin again, same order. We'll end with you, Chandler. And for the Freedom Finder family, y'all put y'all stuff. What are you grateful for in the comments? Put that down in the comments. How do I get down there? I can't get down there. Put it down in the comments. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm like, how can I get down to the bottom? I'm clearly in the screen. But put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments because it will improve your day. It'll improve your life. It'll improve your year, your second. Every second, it's gonna improve where you're at right now. What are you grateful for? Mike T, what are you affirming today?
Yes, sir. This morning, I am strong.
There it is.
Yes, sir.
I am a
Sir.
leader. I am healthy. I am worthy. I am a mentor. I'm a go-giver. I'm financially free. I'm a role model. I'm a go-giver. I'm successful. I'm wealthy. I am valuable. I am the master of my destiny. And I am determined.
Yes,
Yeah, it
sir.
Shirt's on the
There
way.
you go.
Yes, sir. What you got, you Rock?
All right, so my affirmations. I am accountable. I am consistently taking action. I am empowering all around me. I am strong and resilient. I am a go-giver. I am a mentor. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am financially free. I am debt-free. I am stress-free. I am stress-free. I am stress-free.
Love it.
Just
I
free.
am dominating
coming
every
soon.
excuse. Oh yeah, shirts coming soon. I am dominating every excuse, and I am unlimited by nothing and have unlimited potential.
Yes, sir. E-Rock with the
Love it,
bars.
love it. Love
What
it,
you
love
got,
it.
Chris?
All right, my affirmations for this morning are I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am patient, I am kind, I am wise, I am faithful, I am peaceful, I am financially free, I am debt free, I am stress free, I am stress free, I am stress free. Church coming soon.
So coming soon.
Oh, you just gotta say it and let it marinate. I'm stress free. Stress will
Yeah.
not bother me today. I am mentally and emotionally strong, and I'm one of the biggest gun manufacturers in the U.S., the U.S. of A, United States of America, the whole shebang.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Whole
Yes,
shebang, baby. It's coming.
Yep.
Oh shebang, baby.
Love it, love it, love it. For my affirmations, I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am a go-giver. I heard you throw it in there twice, Mike. I see the go-giver in you today.
I had to say it twice.
I am a mentor. I am a motivational teacher. I am debt-free. I am financially free. I am peaceful. Have I already said that stuff? I can't remember.
Hey, say it again.
Say it again. I am a mobile home parks owner.
Plural.
Appreciate you. I am a New York Times best-selling author. I am a finisher. I am dominating every excuse. I am dominating every excuse. I'm dominating every excuse. Too many excuses. Too many excuses, man. I'm dominating every excuse. And lastly, I'm creative, creating, and every single thing I'm writing down with this pen, making it become a reality.
Yes, sir.
What are you affirming today,
Yeah.
Chandler? What's your I ams?
So I am a strong leader. I am financially free. I bring value to everyone I interact with. I am powerful. I'm impactful, and I'm influential. I am attracting high vibrational people into my life. I am open to growing emotionally. I'm open to growing mentally, and I'm open to growing financially. I am more organized and structured in my daily attentional plans. I am embracing a life of abundance. I am financially free, and I am in flow with money, and money flows into my life.
Love it,
Love that.
man.
Like that.
Bars.
Love it, love it. I see AD and Pops in the comments. Y'all keep on getting in the comments. We don't got time to read them today because y'all see it's a long show today. But let's go ahead and transition to our actions. So Mike T, what's your actions yesterday, and what do you plan on getting done today?
Yep. So yesterday I didn't really get a chance to like really write them down, but I was basically 3 for 3. Got some reading done and writing and spent time with family and stuff like that. So
All right.
so that was my actions for yesterday. I was
Shout
3
out to
for
Mike
3.
T for going 3 for 3 yesterday. We got to give you the shout out, Mike T.
There it is.
Yep. And today, my actions for today is get some reading done, some more reading, and then writing an outline for a needs for the business needs, trying to figure some things out as far as the gym and all that. So trying to look up some things I'll see play out and watch some college football and then spend time with family. Probably go visit my mom and hang with her sometime today and tomorrow too, whatever. So, but yeah, those are my actions for today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What you got, E-Rock?
So yesterday, went 7 for 10. Not as productive as I should have been, but still productive. Busy work day. But today I need to read, write, meditate. I need to get my workout in, man. It's a cardio day. Continue listening to some audibles, man. So I started listening to Audible. I've been listening to audibles more than music, and man, it's powerful. Like just consistently feeding your brain so much knowledge daily, man, it's really helped me out. I need to. I'm going to look at some cars today. My car was totaled, so today I'm going to look at some cars. I'm getting a
Yes, sir.
haircut, and
Upgrade.
I need to do. Oh yeah, and do some self reflection tonight. I need to do some self reflection.
Yes, sir. What you got, Chris?
Well, me, I went what was it? 3 for 4. I got my rest. I got my rest in yesterday. I mean, I slept all day. Like I said, I was going to. Oh man, just I needed a day yesterday. I wasn't able to talk to E-Rob yesterday, but we're gonna get that in, dog. But and today my actions are gotta write, read. I gotta go do a little bit of grocery shopping, and then I'm gonna hang out. Whoever want to hang out today, you let me know. I'm looking to go to Top Golf. I live right across the street from it. Let's just have a good time, fellowship.
The Top Golf
Hit
plug.
you up
All right,
on
now.
that one.
Top golf, okay.
We definitely going to Top Golf. I get back in the city on the 18th this month, so we definitely going to hit the Top Golf.
Let me know
right now.
here.
Definitely. For me,
Is that
yesterday.
Never mind.
Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say, is that the same week as AD coming in town too?
I think he
know
said
they're
he
supposed
gets
to
here
have
the
like a-
20th.
It
So yeah, I
might
think
be.
it's
I'm
that
not
weekend.
sure.
I think
I
it's
know
that
they're supposed to have
weekend.
like a Friendsgiving thing, whatever. But
Well,
yeah, go
I
ahead,
hope
bro.
it's that weekend. I'll be there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So yesterday, man, this week has been a little tougher week. It ain't been terrible, but it's been a little tougher week for me and my actions. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of work stuff. But yesterday I would end up going 3 for 6. Not proud of it, but got to keep on moving forward. Today I got to do my miracle morning, which always consists of reading, writing, and meditation every single day. So I also need to write in my book as well. We're going on a hike, so I got to drive out somewhere. I don't know. Illy got some beautiful hike that we're gonna go on a hike. So we're gonna go out there and get some hiking in. So get a little exercise in our souls, and then I gotta also work on a logo for my podcast and an intro size outro song for the podcast, which I may just double it up and get a little song for the Freedom Finders too. We may see what we want to work with.
Hey man, that Zaytoven word just fine.
I like that Zaytoven. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's all right. But yeah, that's my actions today. Chandler, what you got going on today, brother?
So looking at yesterday too, I was like 3 for 5 with my action steps. Today, I got to get a workout in. So that's first and foremost. I'm gonna try to knock out 3 more. I have 3 more personal assignments I have to knock out for a few clients I'm working with. End of the day, just want to be able to kind of take it easy. Saturdays are more my day to recap. We have a busy day with, we have a seminar this afternoon. It's going to be about 4 or 5 hours. So getting through that, knocking that out, getting a workout in, and maybe going out to eat or somewhere nice tonight, doing something like that.
All right, something a little nice. I like it. Again, I appreciate y'all getting in them comments. We're gonna keep on moving forward though, just for the time's sake. This one gonna be our longest show, y'all. Longest show. Chandler was dropping bars though, so we weren't gonna cut it. We weren't gonna cut it, bro. We weren't gonna cut it. We gonna definitely see this over. So go ahead and snippet it up and post that on what you need to, man. But last part of the show, it's our wise words. So again, let's drop your wise words, but let's not be long-winded talking to myself. But Mike T, what wise words you got for the people?
Yep, mine's a little different this week, but my wise words is to cherish the ones you love while they're here. Cherish the ones because you never know where they're gonna be gone. when they're gone, they're gone. There's nothing you can't tell them what you wanted to tell them. If it's something you need to tell the person you love or whatever the case might be, tell them. Don't wait. Just let them know. Tell them you love them every day.
Facts. Appreciate you.
Word for the day.
Appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing that, bro.
Definitely, man. Love it. All right. So for me, man, control the controllable. Control the things that you can control. You know what I mean? Control your actions. I think that's huge, man. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. Why not do it? And have a positive, optimistic mindset going into today.
Sure. And you know,
He's a nice dad, Devin.
I thought about to hit that sneeze.
It's not funny. My wise words for the day is what I tell you guys every single day: is be your real, 100% absolute raw self. You got to be yourself in this life. You got to be accountable to yourself and be able to be real with yourself. Yeah, it's going to hurt. When you find out something that you don't like about yourself, you're going to be embarrassed and it's going to hurt. But those feelings are temporary and they will pass. And once those feelings pass, you're going to be like, man, I don't want to stay here. So let me get better. And let me not do these things that I don't like about myself. That's the thing about growth, and that's the key to life right there. There it is. Got to be real with yourself.
Facts. And for me, I say this every single day. You guys already know, man. Be grateful. Simple. I got a very simple one. Be grateful. Make sure you're writing down and visualizing 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for today, because having an attitude of gratitude, we will be dropping the shirt. This will be in the store because I like this one. It feels good. It feels
that thing
it feels
fire.
good.
I told you
it feels good.
I like that.
We gotta tweak some other ones because they didn't come out too well. But that was fire.
Yeah, we got to do a little something. But have an attitude of gratitude because it will improve your life 100%. I don't care where you're at on the spectrum. I don't care if you're a billionaire or you living under a bridge. If you have an attitude of gratitude, it will improve your life in some type of way. What you got for us, Chandler?
I would say believe in yourself. Believe that, you can achieve your goals, your dreams. Believe that you can step out of your comfort zone. Believe that your goals can be accomplished. Just believe that you are God's greatest gift. Believe that you're accomplished and you have everything in you to be great. So just believe in yourself.
Facts. Love it. I was going to go through and say hey to everybody, but what's up, Keisha? I just seen Keisha. She's talking about, hey, this is Keisha. What's up with you, Keisha? Appreciate you joining on the show. We about to wrap it up. We can't get into too much, but I will read one wise words since we got one in here, and it's from my pops. He said, wise words. They say it's hard to find a needle in the haystack. If you look long enough, you will find a needle. Likewise, if you look for anything, you will find it if you don't quit.
There it is.
If you don't quit, you will find it. Love that, Pops. Appreciate you sharing this morning. Well, hey, man, Chandler, we appreciate you coming on the show, man, so much. I just want to give a shout out to Chandler, man. Shout out to Chandler Thomas, man. Thank you for coming on the show and dropping so many bars, bro. I mean, it's definitely a longer show, but it's like you got a lot of gems to drop, bro. So
this was a good one. This was a good one this morning. We appreciate you.
You brought a lot of knowledge, but where can people find out more about you?
Yeah, so thank you for having me first and foremost. On Instagram, you can find me at chandler.thomas_. Facebook, you can find me at Chandler Thomas, or my website, Chat with Chandler. So all one word, chatwithchandler.com.
Chatwithchandler.com. I'm just writing this down so I'm going to post it in the top so we can make sure people can find out more about you, because clearly you have some bars to drop and you have some knowledge in your head from all those books and all the training you've been going through. You're about to go on a 4-hour webinar today. So if you need somebody to kind of help you with the money situation or anything like that, make sure you reach out to Chandler, man, because he's definitely someone that can help you and can help guide you down the path. And he's truly a go-giver. So again, I appreciate you being a go-giver and helping people, because that's what you're here to do. And that's what I love about you, because you're a real go-giver, brother. So thank you so much for doing all that.
Thank you. And I want to let people know too, like when they reach out to me, there's no cost, there's no charges. The chat, we talk, all of the conversations are free. So don't think that you have to bring some bread to come sit down with me. So it's all for the love of the community, all for the people. So just so people know up front.
Yes, sir. Love that.
Love that, man.
Love it, giving back. But hey, man, just to wrap up again, another great show, a long show. So if you still here, you must love us. You must love us.
They'll always say 45 minutes to an hour. Look at it.
Hour and a half, easy. I'm supposed to be leaving here in 1 minute. She said we have to leave at 11:30 because we got to be out there to the hiking. So we about to get up off of here. But again, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank y'all so much for everybody tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. Chandler, again, thank you so much for joining in, bro. You dropped so many gems. Make sure y'all go check him out. Here it is, www.chatwithchandler.com. Make sure y'all go check him out. We'll throw it up in the top as well. But hey, man, outside of that, you guys already know we go live every single day, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. So make sure y'all continue to keep tuning in, keep on hitting that share tag, keep on hitting that like button, and please continue just to be positive and have an attitude of gratitude. So make sure y'all go get some of these when we post it in the story. Y'all know y'all gonna get the link. But that does it for us today. Again, Chandler, thank you so much. But for the Freedom Finders, we are signing off. We love y'all. Y'all go be great today. Do y'all thing.
Be great.